Shalom, shalom, Sister Andrea Israel. Praise the mighty Yah. Yeah. King of the universe. Let me read it. Andrea says, all praise, honor, and glory to the mighty King, the mighty, mighty King of the universe. Shabbat shalom, family. Yes, ma'am. You're absolutely right. Shabbat shalom, Eric Harley. Praise the mighty Yah. Hey, Hebrew, I got a question for everybody. When a few more people get online, I got a question. It's not no trick question now. It's just a, regular question. Something I might need your help with. Shalom, shalom, brother Mark Anthony. Praise the mighty Yah. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that next week, Sister Faith. Now, Andrea Israel said, Brother Yehuda, can you teach on why we have to keep the laws and statutes and commandments in captivity no matter where we are? Well, Mark Anthony answered it. Yeah, but I'll go give up plenty of scriptures. Yeah, Mark Anthony say because hold on. Mark Anthony say because it's the covenant, it's perpetual, which that's absolutely right, brother. Yeah, you're right. And it's never Mark Anthony say never ending. Yeah. Now, do you still want me to teach on it, Andrea Israel, or Mark Anthony? He summed it up. Yeah, that's a perpetual covenant for us to keep His laws. Well, and another thing, that's the only way you're gonna get back home is keeping His laws. You can't get back to the Holy Land and be of that remnant not keeping His laws. Okay. Shalom, shalom, Sister Jewel. Jewel, Gladney. Shabbat shalom. All she says shalom, teaching and family, and I'm checking in, ready with the notes pad for this. Let's get this corn. Oh yeah, we're gonna get it today. And then, like I say, if I miss a scripture or forget to bring up a scripture about this, put it on the screen. After I get through teaching, though, yeah, put it up on the screen. Yeah, I might have forgot some. Yeah, but I got some cold. I got some cold ones. I know that. Yeah. Okay. And Andrea Israel say, Yehuda, I know we are supposed to keep every word out of his mouth, not trying to be funny, but they teaching our brothers and sisters that they don't know no that they don't know no better. Well, what they teaching that we ain't supposed to keep the law in captivity? Is that what you're saying? And I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I know you ain't trying to be funny. You asking a question. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I got something for that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna wait till because this is gonna be a long subject right here. This fighting and battling. So I'm gonna say, oh yeah, yeah. I know. Yeah, and Mark Anthony, you're right. They Messianic. They ain't a Messianic ain't nothing but a Christian though. Okay, Andrea said they are saying we can't keep all the law. That's a lie. So that's right. They believe in JC. A Messianic and a Christian is the same person, same thing. Ain't no different. Oh, they ain't Messianic. They Torah based on saying this. Andrea, they too. Well, what are they though? They ain't Torah based. They ain't Messianic. That's right. We can't tithe and offer. You're absolutely right, Mark Anthony. Oh, they Torah based saying that? Well, that's amazing right there. Hmm. Well, I'm sure gonna teach on that next week. Then I got you. I got you next weekend. I got you. But we're gonna get off into this here today. But next week, I'm gonna have all the scriptures, and you give them these scriptures that I'm gonna give. Yeah. We got to keep the laws in captivity. Ain't no ifs ands or buts about it. I got you, boy. Look, that ain't. Hey, I can't. I wish it was today. No, but I owe Jewel this his subject. This her. She the one requested this, so I'm gonna fade her today. But I got you next weekend for sure. Yeah, and boy, ain't that something? She said the Torah-based Hebrews saying we ain't got to keep the laws in this land. Have you ever heard that before? Mm-hmm. From a Torah base?
Which congregation? Like out of what city?
Yeah, what city they from? Andrea, Israel. What city they from?
Or state, maybe.
Or state? Yeah. Where these brothers from? Because I ain't never heard none. Oh, so they down in Florida. That might be some Ben Yahweh people in Atlanta. I know Atlanta is Torah based. I didn't know what Florida was, but most of the congregation, let me say this to my brothers and sisters, most of the congregations all over this world is Messianic. Chicago is Messianic. Mississippi ain't Messianic. They Torah based. Let me see. It's a few Torah based. Cincinnati is Torah based. Cincinnati, Mississippi, and Atlanta supposed to be Torah based. Okay, they was in Ben Yahweh. Yeah, he was a false prophet anyway. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but I didn't know. I didn't really know if he was Torah based or Messianic though. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, they was in the Hoya congregation. I ain't never heard of them. You heard of them, Hoya? Oh, okay. Moray Economic class I'm on right now. Yeah. But to make a long story short, I'm gonna prove beyond a shadow of doubt that you got to and supposed to and mandatory to keep all the laws and statutes, precept, judgment, commandment in captivity. Right. I'm gonna prove that without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah. I ain't gonna tell it to you, I'm gonna show it to you. Yeah. That's how I'm gonna do it. So despite whatever they talking about, I'm gonna let the book talk. And anybody know my record, I let the book speak up. I ain't gonna falsify nothing. I'm gonna come with scriptures only, because the proof is in the pudding, and the pudding is in this Torah and it's not. Yeah, that's a good question, Mark. And what's their reason why you can't keep? Because they don't want to. Because they too busy want to do it. They want to do them. Yeah. Anybody that don't want to keep the law, because the law comfort their lifestyle. There's certain things they want, how they want to do and live by. Shabbat shalom, my eye, chair, the awoke goddess. Shalom, shalom. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I got to do that the following Sabbath. She said, can you teach is Cain Adam's son? No, Cain Adam's son. Cain ain't Adam's son. No, he's Satan. He's the Satan's son. Yeah, I can teach you on that too. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, J. Freezy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, that I could prove that there. I could prove that without a shadow of doubt about Cain and Adam too. I can do all that. But today's topic, like I said, we're gonna talk about this fighting that the Israelites did all the time. But I'm gonna go and get started. Don't play the song. To this day, to this day, to this day. Ain't no break time, no fake time. Ain't no sleep, it's wake time. I got mine, you better make time. Woke up, I gotta take time. On my grind, watching y'all like shine. He open my heart, he open my mind. Can't see love, he walking blind. To this day, our people still playing games. To this day, man, to this day. Y'all was still taking names. To this day, to this day. Y'all scripts all our master keys. To this day, we rock with laws, facts, decrees. Gotta stand tall, we walk strong. Babylon burn, won't be long. Some that stuff, with us our ways. Can't walk straight, no long days. Watch how y'all be turning up. All false gods, he burning up. Meanwhile, mercy, I'm turning up. All false truths, I'm learning them. Have you not heard? Have you not known? There's only one power who rules the throne. Either get right or you gon' get left. To the depth of my head, to my last breath. I'm paying my dues, no spiritual debt. Finish this race, my mark, I'm set. It's too many rules to stand it in church. Yo, not fake, do the research. Take a look at Christ, what he's talking about. Not some good 360 out, you don't watch it like you stand like the righteous. Won't flip, but you walk in right. Transgress is welcome, but you're out your servant. For real, you ain't about this life. Y'all ain't part-time, it's time and a half. Serve y'all, start living right. It ain't no paychecks for obedience, though. Yeah, before a hot show, and might make to this day. They thought I was gonna let them off easy, maybe. They thought this thing was for play, huh? Let me tell you what Christ is. Christ is a preacher. He gets no respect. All religion, no autopilot. You might as well push Egypt. Not touch y'all stealing. Go and follow his precepts. You ain't doing laws, don't keep commands. There's nothing but a defect. To this day, our people still buying lies. To this day, man, to this day, they still paying past the ties. To this day, we must do all that y'all commands. To this day, everlasting life is in his hands. To this day, when Yahweh come back, Babylon you through. I'm talking about them colors, the red, white, and blue. See, we taking over, the heathens don't have a clue. The last days are coming and they don't know what to do. To this day, 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 to this day. Your word is that lion, straight out the science. You tell me that Christ says, I promise, you're lying. Ain't no use in trying. You sell, we ain't buying. Yahweh is the only savior, ain't no denying. God's laws are universal. Wilderness ain't no dress rehearsal. Here come Christ, laid on the scene. He talking about role reversal. That gave us word. He made about it. Every new event, I'll fuss about it. Won't worry about when, just worry about how I'm check one, two. Can you hear me? The book of Malachi, 3rd chapter, 6th verse. He never changed. He remains the same. None other gets the glory. None other gets the fame. We are his children, and we know his name. Hallelujah. 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 Way. Shalom, 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 brothers and sisters all over the world. I'm Yahudah ben Israel. I'm a Hebrew servant from the Most High Yah. And I want to give all honor, glory, worship, and praise to Yahweh by saying hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah. Now, today's topic, I'm going to talk about the wars of the children of Israel. But I got one question for everybody before I get started. Is it anywhere in the Torah Tanakh where the women fought with the men in the wars? Now, if it is, I haven't read it. So if it is in the Torah to not put it up on the screen after I get through teaching, because I never read where the women's with the war with the men. Okay, let's start in Judges 20 in the first verse. Judges 21. Yeah, I knew Deborah was a
Prophet.
she was a
Prophetess.
prophetess, but I never
Or
read
judge.
what she had the women fighting though. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, I know about Deborah being prophetess. Yeah, I ain't say prophet, I said was a warrior.
A judge. I don't know if she's a prophet, but she was definitely a judge.
Yeah, Deborah was a judge. Yeah, she was a judge. Yeah, she was a judge. Well, anyway, start 20:1.
Judges chapter 20, verse 1. Then all the children of Israel went out, and the congregation was gathered together as one man, from Dan even to Beersheba, with the land of Gilead, until Yahweh in Mizpeh. And the chief of all the people, even of all the tribes of Israel, presented themselves in the assembly of the people of Elohim, 400,000 footmen that drew sword.
Now, can you imagine this 400,000 men doing this? Read.
Now the children of Benjamin heard that the children of Israel were gone up to Mizpeh. Then said the children of Israel, Tell us, how was this wickedness? And the Levite, the husband of the woman that was slain, answered and said, I came into Gibeah that belongeth to Benjamin, I and my concubine, to lodge. And the men of Gibeah rose against me, and beset the house round about upon me by night, and thought to have slain me. And my concubine have they forced, that she is dead. And I took my concubine, and cut her in pieces, and sent her through all the country of the inheritance of Israel, for they have committed lewdness and folly in Israel.
Because she had been raped.
Behold, ye are all children of Israel. Give here your advice and counsel. And all the people arose as one man, saying, We will not any of us go to his tent, neither will we any of us turn into his house.
In other words, we ain't going nowhere.
But now this shall be the thing which we will do to Gibeah. We will go up by lot against it, and we will take 10 men of 100 throughout all the tribes of Israel, and 100 of 1,000, and 1,000 out of 10,000, to fetch victual for the people, that they may do when they come to Gibeah of Benjamin, according to all the folly that they have wrought in Israel. So all the men of Israel were gathered against the city, knit together as one man. And the tribes of Israel sent men through all the tribe of Benjamin, saying, What wickedness is this that is done among you? Now therefore deliver us the men, the children of Belial, which are in Gibeah, that we may put them to death, and put away evil from Israel. But the children of Benjamin would not hearken to the voice of their brethren, the children of Israel.
They were siding with the wicked.
But the children of Benjamin gathered themselves together out of the cities unto Gibeah, to go out to battle against the children of Israel.
Now they fighting amongst one another. They against each other now.
And the children of Benjamin were numbered at that time out of the cities 26,000 men that drew sword.
26,000 men that can fight.
Beside the inhabitants of Gibeah, which were numbered 700 chosen men. Among all this people there were 700 chosen men left-handed. Every one could sling stones at a hairbreadth.
And they was cold-blooded with it. Ain't gonna miss. That mean they was cold-blooded with the slingshot, and he was left-handed. I'll keep reading.
And not miss.
Okay, in other words, they was left-handed, and they was cold-blooded with their sling. Man, boy, when they let it go, it's gonna hit the target. I don't care how far they was. Read. The Benjamites was cold for this. This what they did.
And the men of Israel, beside Benjamin, were numbered 400,000 men that drew sword. All these were men of war.
Hey, they was goons. That's right. These was goons and gangsters here. Read.
And the children of Israel arose and went up to the house of Elohim, and asked counsel of Elohim, and said, Which of us shall go up first to the battle against the children of Benjamin?
Which one of us should go up first to the Benjamites to fight them?
And Yahweh said, Judah shall go up first.
He always told Judah, you going first. Now Judah was a cold tribe too, but them Benjamites, hey, they was Michael Jordan. They was tough. Read.
And the children of Israel rose up in the morning and encamped against Gibeah. And the men of Israel went out to battle against Benjamin. And the men of Israel put themselves in array to fight against them at Gibeah. And the children of Benjamin came forth out of Gibeah and destroyed down to the ground of the Israelites that day 22,000 men.
So the Benjamin boy, I told they was cold blooded.
And the people, the men of Israel, encouraged themselves and set their battle again in array in the place where they put themselves in array the first day. And the children of Israel went up and wept before Yahweh until even, and asked counsel of Yahweh, saying, Shall I go up again to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother? And Yahweh said, Go up against him.
Even though you got your head knocked off, you got to go get it, go fight some more. Right.
And the children of Israel came near against the children of Benjamin the second day.
Now this is the second day.
And Benjamin went forth against them out of Gibeah the second day, and destroyed down to the ground of the children of Israel again 18,000 men. All these drew the sword.
Boy, I'm talking about them Benjamin was cold blooded. You couldn't beat them. Read.
Then all the children of Israel and all the people went up and came unto the house of Elohim, and wept, and sat there before Yahweh, and fasted that day until even, and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings before Yahweh. And the children of Israel inquired of Yahweh, for the ark of the covenant of Elohim was there in those days. And Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, stood before it in those days, saying, Shall I yet again go out to battle against the children of Benjamin my brother, or shall I cease? And Yahweh said, Go up, for tomorrow I will deliver them into thy hand.
Now tomorrow I'm going to deliver them to your hand. Now the Almighty let them whoop them 2 days in a row. Read.
And Israel set liers in wait round about Gibeah. And the children of Israel went up against the children of Benjamin on the third day, and put themselves in array against Gibeah, as at other times. And the children of Benjamin went out against the people, and were drawn away from the city. And they began to smite of the people, and kill, as at other times, in the highways, of which one goeth up to the house of Elohim, and the other to Gibeah and the field, about 30 men of Israel. And the children of Benjamin said, They are smitten down before us as at the first. But the children of Israel said, Let us flee, and draw them from the city unto the highways. And all the men of Israel rose up out of their place, and put themselves in array at Tamar. And the liers in wait of Israel came forth out of their places, even out of the meadows of Gibeah. And there came against Gibeah 10,000 chosen men out of all Israel, and the battle was sore.
Battle was sore.
But they knew not that evil was near them. And Yahweh smote Benjamin before Israel, and the children of Israel destroyed of the Benjamites that day 25,100 men.
25,100 men, dog. The Israel killed.
All these drew the sword. So the children of Benjamin saw that they were smitten.
They saw they was losing.
For the men of Israel gave place to the Benjamites, because they trusted unto the liers in wait which they had set beside Gibeah. And the liers in wait hasted and rushed upon Gibeah, and the liers in wait drew themselves along, and smote all the city with the edge of the sword. Now there was an appointed sign between the men of Israel and the liers in wait, that they should make a great flame with smoke rise up out of the city. And when the men of Israel retired in the battle, Benjamin began to smite and kill of the men of Israel about 30 persons. For they said, Surely they are smitten down before us, as in the first battle. But when the flame began to arise up out of the city with a pillar of smoke, the Benjamites looked behind them, and behold, the flame of the city ascended up to heaven. And when the men of Israel turned again, the men of Benjamin were amazed, for they saw that evil was come upon them.
That's right.
Therefore they turned their backs before the men of Israel unto the way of the wilderness, but the battle overtook them, and them which came out of the cities they destroyed in the midst of them. Thus they enclosed the Benjamites round about, and chased them, and tried them down with ease over against Gibeah toward the sun rising. And there fell of Benjamin 18,000 men. All these were men of valor.
All these was gone. These was warriors that got killed.
And they turned and fled toward the wilderness unto the rock of Ramon, and they gleaned of them in the highways 5,000 men, and pursued hard after them unto Gidom, and slew 2,000 men of them, so that all which fell that day of Benjamin were 25,000 men that drew the sword. All these were men of valor.
All these was goons that Israel killed.
But 600 men turned But 600 men turned and fled to the wilderness unto the rock Ramon, and abode in the rock Ramon 4 months. And the men of Israel turned again upon the children of Benjamin, and smote them with the edge of the sword, as well the men of every city as the beasts, and all that came to hand. Also they set on fire all the cities that they came to.
In other words, when Yahweh with you, who can be against you? You can never win a war without Yahweh. I don't care what kind of war you fight. You have to have the Most High on your team. Okay, Judges 21 and 1.
Judges chapter 21, verse 1. Now the men of Israel have sworn in Mizpeh, saying, there shall not any of us give his daughter unto Benjamin to wife. And the people came to the house of Elohim, and abode there till even before Elohim, and lifted up their voices, and wept sore, and said, O Yahweh Elohim of Israel, why is this come to pass in Israel, that there should be today one tribe lacking in Israel? And it came to pass on the morrow that the people rose early and built there an altar and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings. And the children of Israel said, who was there among all the tribes of Israel that came not up with the congregation unto Yahweh? For they had made a great oath concerning him that they came not up to Yahweh to Mizpeh, saying, he shall surely be put to death. And the children of Israel repented them for Benjamin their brother, and said, there is one tribe cut off from Israel this day. How shall we do for wives for them that remain, seeing we have sworn by Yahweh that we will not give them of our daughters to wives?
That's right. Ain't gonna get Benjamin nothing, read.
And they said, what one is there of the tribes of Israel that came not up to Mizpeh to Yahweh? And behold, there came none to the camp from Jabesh Gilead to the assembly, for the people were numbered, and behold, there were none of the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead there. And the congregation sent thither 12,000 men of the valiants, and commanded them, saying, go and smite the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead with the edge of the sword, with the women and the children. And this is the thing that ye shall do. Ye shall utterly destroy every male and every woman that have lain by man.
In other words, kill every man child and kill all the women that have had sex with a man. And watch what read.
And they found among the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead 400 young virgins that had known no man by lying with any male, and they brought them unto the camp to Shiloh, which is in the land of Canaan.
In other words, it's saying that when you go to war with your enemies, you kill all the male child, I don't care how old they is, you kill all the men and all the women that have been lain with a man. Only the ones you keep as virgins. Read.
And the whole congregation sent some to speak to the children of Benjamin that were in the rock Ramon, and to call peaceably unto them. And Benjamin came again at that time, and they gave them wives which they had saved the life of the women of Jabesh Gilead, and yet so they sufficed them not.
And that's how they got their women.
And the people repented them for Benjamin, because that Yahweh had made a breach in the tribes of Israel. Then the elders of the congregation said, how shall we do for wives for them that remain, seeing the women are destroyed out of Benjamin? And they said, there must be an inheritance for them that be escaped of Benjamin, that a tribe be not destroyed out of Israel. Howbeit we may not give them wives of our daughters.
We ain't gonna let them have our Hebrew women.
For the children of Israel have sworn, saying, cursed be he that give a wife to Benjamin.
Cursed be the man that get Benjamin any woman that come from the other tribe.
Then they said, behold, there is a feast of Yahweh in Shiloh yearly in a place which is on the north side of Bethel, on the east side of the highway that goeth up from Bethel to Shechem, and on the south of Lebonah. Therefore they commanded the children of Benjamin, saying, Go and lie in wait in the vineyards, and see, and behold, if the daughters of Shiloh come out to dance in dances, then come ye out of the vineyards, and catch you every man his wife of the daughters of Shiloh, and go to the land of Benjamin. And it shall be, when their fathers or their brethren come unto us to complain, that we
What
will,
verse you at?
22,
Okay.
that we will say unto them, Be favorable unto them for our sakes, because we reserve not to each man his wife in the war. For ye did not give unto them at this time, that ye should be guilty. And the children of Benjamin did so, and took them wives, according to their number, of them that danced, whom they caught. And they went and returned unto their inheritance, and repaired the cities, and dwelt in them. And the children of Israel departed thence at that time, every man to his tribe and to his family, and they went out from thence every man to his inheritance. In those days there was no king in Israel. Every man did that which was right in his own eyes.
Every man did what they wanted to do at that time. That's right. Like today. Ain't no king now, and these black folks do what they want to do. That's right. That's when we got laws and statutes and commandments Germany to keep. Okay, 2 Samuel. 2 Samuel chapter. Let's say chapter 2. Okay, 2 Samuel chapter chapter 2 and the first verse.
2 Samuel chapter 2, verse 1. And it came to pass after this that David inquired of Yahweh, saying, Shall I go up into any of the cities of Judah? And Yahweh said unto him, Go up. And David said, Where shall I go up? And he said, Unto Abram. So David went up thither, and his two wives also, Ahinoam the Jezreelitess, and Abigail Nabal's wife the Carmelite. And his men that were with him did David bring up, every man with his household, and they dwelt in the cities of Hebron. And the men of Judah came, and there they anointed David king over the house of Judah. And they told David, saying that the men of Jabez Gilead were they that buried Saul. And David sent messengers unto the men of Jabez Gilead, and said unto them, Blessed be ye of Yahweh, that ye have showed this kindness unto your master, even unto Saul, and have buried him. And now Yahweh show kindness and truth unto you, and I also will requite you this kindness, because ye have done this thing. Therefore now let your hands be strengthened, and be ye valiant, for your master Saul is dead, and also the house of Judah have anointed me king over them. But Abner the son of Ner, captain of Saul's host, took Ishbosheth the son of Saul, and brought him over to Mahanaim, and made him king over Gilead, and over the Asherites, and over Jezreel, and over Ephraim, and over Benjamin, and over all Israel. Ishbosheth, Saul's son, was 40 years old when he began to reign over Israel, and reigned 2 years. But the house of Judah followed David.
We always follow King David. That's right. Read.
And the time that David was king in Hebron over the house of Judah was 7 years and 6 months. And Abner the son of Ner, and the servants of Ishbosheth the son of Saul, went out from Mahanaim to Gibeon. And Joab the son of Zeruiah, and the servants of David, went out and met together by the pool of Gibeon. And they sat down, the one on the one side of the pool, and the other on the other side of the pool. And Abner said to Joab, Let the young men now arise and play before us. And Joab said, Let them arise. Then there arose and went over by number 12 of Benjamin, which pertained to Ishbosheth the son of Saul, and 12 of the servants of David. And they caught every one his fellow by the head, and thrust his sword in his fellow's side. So they fell down together. Wherefore that place was called El Hazurim, which is in Gibeon. And there was a very sore battle that day, and Abner was beaten, and the men of Israel before the servants of David. And there were three sons of Zeruiah there, Joab, and Abishai, and Ahaziel. And Ahaziel was as light of foot as a wild roe. And Ahaziel pursued after Abner, and in going he turned not to the right hand nor to the left from following Abner. Then Abner looked behind him and said, Art thou Asahel? And he answered, I am. And Abner said to him, Turn thee aside to thy right hand or to thy left, and lay thee hold on one of the young men, and take his armor. But Asahel would not turn aside from following of him. And Abner said to Asahel, Turn thee aside from following me. Wherefore should I smite thee to the ground? How then should I hold up my face to Joab thy brother? Howbeit he refused to turn aside. Wherefore Abner with the hinder end of his spear smote him under the fifth rib, that the spear came out behind him,
Went in and came out on the other side. Read.
and he fell down there and died in the same place. And it came to pass that as many as came to the place where Asahel fell down and died stood still.
Mm-hmm.
Joab also and Abishai pursued after Abner, and the sun went down when they were come to the hill of Ammah that lie before Giah by the way of the wilderness of Gibeon. And the children of Benjamin gathered themselves together after Abner, and became one troop, and stood on the top of an hill. Then Abner called to Joab, and said, Shall the sword devour forever? Knowest thou not that it will be bitterness in the latter end? How long shall it be then, ere thou bid the people return from following their brethren? And Joab said, As Elohim liveth, unless thou hast spoken, surely then in the morning the people had gone up every one from following his brother.
Okay, now skip on down to 31. Skip on down to 31.
Verse 31. But the servants of David had smitten of Benjamin and of Abner's men, so that 360 men died.
360 men died. Okay, keep reading.
And they took up Asahel and buried him in the sepulchre of his father, which was in Bethlehem. And Joab and his men went all night, and they came to Hebron at break of day.
Okay, now start at 3 and 1.
2 Samuel chapter 3, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now there was long war between the house of Saul and the house of David, but David waxed stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul waxed weaker and weaker.
And why did this happen? Because Yahweh was with David and he wasn't stunned Saul. Read.
And unto David were sons born in Hebron, and his firstborn was Ammon of Ahinoam the Jezreelitess, and his second Chileab of Abigail the wife of Nabal the Carmelite, and the third Absalom the son of Maacah the daughter of Talmai king of Geshur, and the fourth Adonijah the son of Haggith, and the fifth Shiphathiah the son of Abital, and the sixth Ithream by Eglah David's wife. These were born to David in Hebron.
Now he had 6 sons in Hebron. Read. Watch this.
And it came to pass, while there was war between the house of Saul and the house of David, that Abner made himself strong for the house of Saul. And Saul had a concubine whose name was Rizpah, the daughter of Aiah. And Ishbosheth said to Abner, Wherefore hast thou gone in unto my father's concubine? Then was Abner very wroth for the words of Ishbosheth, and said, Am I a dog's head, which against Judah do show kindness this day unto the house of Saul thy father, to his brethren, and to his friends, and have not delivered thee into the hand of David, that thou chargest me today with a fault concerning this woman? So do Elohim to Abner, and more also, except as Yahweh have sworn to David, even so I do to him. to translate the kingdom from the house of Saul, and to set up the throne of David over Israel and over Judah, from Dan even to Beersheba. And he could not answer Abner a word again, because he feared him. And Abner sent messengers to David on his behalf, saying, Whose is the land? Saying also, Make thy league with me, and behold, my hand shall be with thee, to bring about all Israel unto thee. And he said, Well, I will make a league with thee, but one thing I require of thee, that is, thou shalt not see my face, except thou first bring Michal, Saul's daughter, when thou comest to see my face. And David sent messengers to Ishbosheth, Saul's son, saying, Deliver me my wife Michal, which I espoused to me for 100 foreskins of the Philistines. And Ishbosheth sent and took her from her husband, even from Paltiel.
See, she was already married to somebody, and David told her to go get my wife from this man she had already met. Boy, he met. Go ahead.
The son of Laish, and her husband went with her along, weeping behind her to Baharam. Then said Abner unto him, Go, return. And he returned.
Well, David was a goon, boy. Read.
And Abner had communication with the elders of Israel, saying, Ye sought for David in times past to be king over you. Now then do it, for Yahweh hath spoken of David, saying, By the hand of my servant David I will save my people Israel out of the hand of the Philistines, and out of the hand of all their enemies.
Yahweh ain't never told nobody in the New Testament this. Read.
And Abner also spake in the ears of Benjamin, and Abner went also to speak in the ears of David and Hebron all that seemed good to Israel, and that seemed good to the whole house of Benjamin. So Abner came to David to Hebron, and 20 men with him. And David made Abner and the men that were with him a feast. And Abner said unto David, I will arise and go, and will gather all Israel unto my master the king, that they may make a league with thee, and that thou mayest reign over all that thine heart desireth. And David sent Abner away, and he went in peace.
Okay, let me finish. Let's go to 2 Samuel 15. Let's see. 2 Samuel 15. Let's see. Well, 2 Samuel 15. Let's start at let me see. Start the first verse.
2 Samuel chapter 15, verse 1. And it came to pass after this, that Absalom prepared him chariots and horses, and 50 men to run before him. And Absalom rose up early, and stood beside the way of the gate. And it was so, that when any man that had a controversy came to the king for judgment, then Absalom called unto him, and said, Of what city art thou? And he said, Thy servant is of one of the tribes of Israel. And Absalom said unto him, See, thy matters are good and right, but there is no man deputed of the king to hear thee. Absalom said moreover, Oh, that I were made judge in the land, that every man which hath any suit or cause might come unto me, and I would do him justice.
See, he want Absalom was King. That was King David's son, and boy, he was a rotten, dirty dude. He wanted to take his daddy's spot. But we might read about some of the things Absalom did to his daddy. Read.
And it was so, that when any man came nigh to him to do him obeisance, he put forth his hand, and took him, and kissed him. And on this manner did Absalom to all Israel that came to the king for judgment. So Absalom stole the hearts of the men of Israel.
He tricked the men of Israel.
And it came to pass after 40 years, that Absalom said unto the king, I pray thee, let me go and pay my vow, which I vow unto Yahweh in Hebron. For thy servant vowed a vow while I abode at Geshur in Syria, saying, If Yahweh shall bring me again indeed to Jerusalem, then I will serve Yahweh. And the king said unto him, Go in peace. So he arose and went to Hebron. But Absalom sent spies throughout all the tribes of Israel, saying, As soon as ye hear the sound of the trumpet, then ye shall say, Absalom reigneth in Hebron.
So he trying to take over the kingdom already, and his dad is still living. Read.
And with Absalom went 200 men out of Jerusalem that were called, and they went in their simplicity, and they knew not anything. And Absalom sent for Ahithophel the Gilonite, David's counselor, from his city, even from Gilo, while he offered sacrifices. And the conspiracy was strong, for the people increased continually with Absalom. And there came a messenger to David, saying, The hearts of the men of Israel are after Absalom.
Everybody following Absalom, my son.
And David said unto all his servants that were with him at Jerusalem, Arise and let us flee, for we shall not. For we shall not else escape from Absalom. Make speed to depart, lest he overtake us suddenly and bring evil upon us, and smite the city with the edge of the sword.
Now King David told his guys, we're gonna leave the city because man, hey, I don't want my son to kill me, and he don't want to kill his son, so he ran from the city and let Absalom. But watch what is it in here where Absalom gonna sleep with his wife? But I don't know. We'll keep reading.
And the king's servant said unto the king, Behold, thy servants are ready to do whatsoever my master the king shall appoint. And the king went forth, and all his household after him. And the king left 10 women, which were concubines, to keep the house.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right here. Now, 10 of King David wives stayed there. Now, watch what Absalom do. Read.
And the king went forth, and all the people after him, and tarried in a place that was far off.
He left the crib and stayed gone.
And all his servants passed on beside him, and all the Cherethites, and all the Pelethites, and all the Gittites, 600 men which came after him from Gath, passed on before the king. Then said the king to Ittai the Gittite, Wherefore goest thou also with us? Return to thy place, and abide with the king, for thou art a stranger, and also an exile. Whereas thou camest but yesterday, should I this day make thee go up and down with us, seeing I go whither I may? Return thou, and take back thy brethren. Mercy and truth be with thee. And Ittai answered the king, and said, As Yahweh liveth, and as my master the king liveth, surely in what my place my master the king shall be, whether in death or life, even there also will thy servant be. And David said to Ittai, Go and pass over. And Ittai the Gittite passed over, and all his men, and all the little ones that were with him. And all the country wept with a loud voice, and all the people passed over. The king also himself passed over the brook Kidron, and all the people passed over toward the way of the wilderness. And lo, Zadok also, and all the Levites were with him, bearing the ark of the covenant of Elohim.
What verse here?
24.
Okay.
And they set down the ark of Elohim, and Abiathar went up until all the people had done passing out of the city. And the king said unto Zadok, Carry back the ark of Elohim into the city. If I shall find favor in the eyes of Yahweh, he will bring me again, and show me both it and his habitation. But if ye thus say, I have no delight in thee, behold, here am I, let him do to me as seemeth good unto him. The king said also unto Zadok the priest, Art not thou a seer? Return into the city in peace, and your 2 sons with you, Ahimaaz thy son, and Jonathan the son of Abiathar. See, I will tarry in the plain of the wilderness until there come word from you to certify me. Zadok therefore and Abiathar carried the ark of Elohim again to Jerusalem, and they tarried there. And David went up by the ascent of Mount Aleph, and wept as he went up, and had his head covered, and he went barefoot. And all the people that was with him covered every man his head, and they went up, weeping as they went up. And one told David, saying, Ahithophel is among the conspirators with Absalom. And David said, O Yahweh, I pray thee, turn the counsel of Ahithophel into foolishness.
Ooh, wait, boy, this cold blooded when he Ahithophel. This one Absalom ain't gonna believe Ahithophel. Read, let me see.
And it came to pass that when David was come to the top of the mount where he worshipped Elohim, behold, Hushai the Archite came to meet him with his coat rent and earth upon his head.
Now Hushai was 1,000, but Philistines was playing games, so Hushai was 1,000 with David. That was his man. Read.
Unto whom David said, If thou pass it on with me, then thou shalt be a burden unto me. But if thou return to the city,
Go back to the city. Don't come with me. I don't need you with me. I need you to go back to the city and handle that business. Read.
And say unto Absalom, I will be thy servant, O king, as I have been thy father's servant hitherto.
And go trick Absalom. So this is Hushai, the one that tricked Absalom. Read.
So will I now also be thy servant. Then mayest thou for me defeat the counsel of Ahithophel.
Yeah, he's gonna defeat the council in Ahithophel. Then Ahithophel gonna kill himself, hang himself, because Absalom they listened to his counsel. He listened to Hushai's counsel. Read.
And hast thou not there with thee Zadok and Abiathar the priest? Therefore it shall be that what things soever thou shalt hear out of the king's house, thou shalt tell it to Zadok and Abiathar the priest. Behold, they have there with them their two sons, Ahimaaz Zadok's son, and Jonathan Abiathar's son, and by them ye shall send unto me everything that ye can hear. So Hushai, David's friend, came into the city, and Absalom came into Jerusalem.
Okay, then that was 15. Let's go to 18. Let me see. It might be somewhere. Okay, yeah. Let me give him a part of this. Let's read. Start at the 16 and 16. Let me check this out. 16 to 16.
2 Samuel chapter 16, verse 16. And it came to pass when Hushai the Archite, David's friend,
Now pay attention to this. His friend
was come unto Absalom,
and went unto Absalom, King David's son.
that Hushai said unto Absalom, Elohim save the king, Elohim save the king.
He buttered the king up, buttered Absalom's son up.
And Absalom said to Hushai,
butter King David's son up, Absalom. Watch this.
And Absalom said to Hushai, Is this thy kindness to thy friend? Why wentest thou not with thy friend?
Now watch how he uses. Watch this wisdom here.
And Hushai said unto Absalom, Nay, but whom Yahweh and this people and all the men of Israel chose, his will I be, and with him will I abide. And again, whom should I serve? Should I not serve in the presence of his son, as I have served in thy father's presence?
Boy, he popping corn, boy. He getting it out the mouth. Read.
So will I be in thy presence.
Boy, he popping it. Read.
Then said Absalom to Ahithophel.
Now, Ahithophel supposed to have been Absalom's right hand man. Now, check this out.
Give counsel among you what we shall do.
Now, you tell me who shot it already popped this corn. Now, I want you to pop your corn, Ahithophel. Watch this.
And Ahithophel said unto Absalom, Go in unto thy father's concubines, which he hath left to keep the house, and all Israel shall hear that thou art abhorred of thy father. Then shall the hands of all that are with thee be strong. So they spread Absalom a tent upon the top of the house, and Absalom went in unto his father's concubines in the sight of all Israel.
Now he paid attention to that part. He did listen to that part. Read.
And the counsel of Ahithophel, which he counseled in those days, was as if a man had inquired at the oracle of Elohim. So was all the counsel of Ahithophel, both with David and with Absalom.
That's right. Now I wondered where he killed himself. Let me see. Remember when he hung himself when the 55th gave him some more advice and he didn't listen to him and he killed himself. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna find that right quick. Where he hung himself. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, let me find that right quick. Where he hung himself from. I think it's okay. Yeah, start 17 and 14. 2 Samuel 17 and 14.
2 Samuel chapter 17, verse 14. And Absalom and all the men of Israel said, the counsel of Hushai the Archite is better than the counsel of Ahithophel.
All the people agreed about Hushai instead of Ahithophel.
For Yahweh had appointed to defeat the good counsel of Ahithophel.
Yahweh did this. He appointed the good counsel of Hushai, the one was riding with King David. Read.
To the intent that Yahweh might bring evil upon Absalom.
Right. Read.
Then said Hushai unto Zadok and to Abiathar the priest, thus and thus did Ahithophel counsel Absalom and the elders of Israel, and thus have I counseled. Now therefore send quickly and tell David, saying, lodge not this night in the plains of the wilderness, but speedily pass over, lest the king be swallowed up. And all
Okay, now skip. No, I want 23. Skip on down to 23. This is what I was looking for right here.
Verse 23. And when Ahithophel saw that his counsel was not followed,
when he saw that Absalom wasn't stuff what he talking about,
he saddled his ass and arose and gat him home to his house, to his city, and put his household in order.
He went to the crib on the horse. Watch this.
And hanged himself.
He hung himself. Why? Because Absalom, because Yahweh counsel defeated Ahithophel. Read.
And died and was buried in the sepulchre of his father.
Okay, so that's what I wanted right there. Let's go to did we read 15? 2 Samuel 15? We already read that, didn't we? Yeah, okay. Let's go to 18. 2 Samuel 18 and 18 and 1.
2 Samuel chapter 18, verse 1. And
cold blooded right here, y'all. Read started your first verse.
And David numbered the people that were with him, and set captains of thousands and captains of hundreds over them. And David sent forth a third part of the people under the hand of Joab, and a third part under the hand of Abishai the son of Zeruiah, Joab's brother, and a third part under the hand of Ittai the Gittite. And the king said unto the people, I will surely go forth with you myself also. But the people answered, Thou shalt not go forth, for if we flee away, they will not care for us, neither if half of us die will they care for us. But now thou art worth 10,000 of us. Therefore now it is better that thou secure us out of the city. And the king said unto them, What seemeth you best I will do. And the king stood by the gate side, and all the people came out by hundreds and by thousands. And the king commanded Joab and Abishai and Ittai, saying, Deal gently for my sake with the young man, even with Absalom. And all the people heard when the king gave all the captains charge concerning Absalom.
In other words, go get my son and bring him to me. Don't kill him. But watch what they do though. Read.
So the people went out into the field against Israel, and the battle was in the wood of Ephraim, where the people of Israel were slain before the servants of David, and there was there a great slaughter that day of 20,000 men, for the battle was there scattered over the face of all the country, and the wood devoured more people that day than the sword devoured.
The wood, the Almighty Yahweh had the trees in the woods killing people back then. The trees obeyed the Most High, so they was doing more killing than the people that had a sword in their hand. Read.
And Absalom met the servants of David, And Absalom rode upon a mule, and the mule went under the thick boughs of a great oak, and his head caught hold of the oak, and he was taken up between the heaven and the earth.
Now the Most High made a tree, grabbed Absalom by the hair, and took him off that mule, and watch what happened. And the Almighty had them branches to grab because Absalom had real long hair. He kept a butter on his hair. He was had that real long hair. Read.
And the mule that was under him went away,
And left him.
and a certain man saw it, and told Joab, and said, Behold, I saw Absalom hanging in an oak.
Yeah, because the tree had him, the branches had his hair. He was hanging by the oak. Now watch what they do to him.
And Joab said unto the man that told him, And, behold, thou sawest him, and why didst thou not smite him there to the ground?
If y'all saw him hanging from the tree, why y'all ain't smiting to the ground?
And I would have given thee 10 shekels of silver and a girdle.
And the reason why they didn't do it, because King David told them don't do it. Watch this.
And the man said unto Joab, Though I should receive 1,000 shekels of silver in my hand, yet would I not put forth my hand against the king's son.
I ain't finna kill the king's son for no money, no nothing. Read.
For in our hearing the king charged thee and Abishai and Ittai, saying, Beware that none touch the young man Absalom.
That's right. I was ordered not to kill a man. But watch what he do though.
Otherwise I should have wrought falsehood against my own life.
That's right. Because if you kill the king's son, he gonna kill you. Read.
For there is no matter hid from the king.
The king gonna find out.
And thou thyself wouldst have set thyself against me. Then said Joab, I may not tarry thus with thee. And he took 3 darts in his hand and thrust them through the heart of Absalom.
See, he the one. Joab killed him anyway.
While he was yet alive in the midst of the oak. And 10 young men that bare Joab's armor compassed about and smote Absalom and slew him. And Joab blew the trumpet, and the people returned from pursuing after Absalom. For Joab held back the people.
Now he killed King David's son when King David told nobody don't kill. So Joab went against what King David said. Okay, now let's go. That was 18.
Yeah.
Let me 2 Samuel. Let's see. Did we read 8? Let me see. Did we read 2 Samuel 8?
No.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's read 2 Samuel 8.
Well, that's not between the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's
David fighting the Philistines.
Oh, but what? Okay, that's what that's about. Okay.
Yeah. It has to be about Israel fighting each other.
Oh, okay. Well, let's try 9 then. Let me see what 9 doing. I'm talking about. Let me see. No, that's still talking about. No.
I think that's it for at least the second Samuel.
Let's go to 1 Samuel. I know it's more. 1 Samuel 31. But they still have good points in them, though. That's when I wanted to read it. Oh yeah, see, this is good. This is good right here. Let's see. 1 Samuel 31.
Verse 1.
Yeah, verse 1.
1 Samuel chapter 31, verse 1. Now the Philistines fought against Israel, and the men of Israel fled from before the Philistines and fell down slain in Mount Gilboa. And the Philistines followed hard upon Saul, upon his sons. And the Philistines slew Jonathan and Abinadab and Melchizedek, Saul's sons. And the battle.
Now the Philistine killed 3 Saul's sons.
And the battle went sore against Saul, and the archers hit him, and he was sore wounded of the archers.
If y'all can remember when Yahweh told when he woke that what's that woman that was a psychic woman up, and Samuel told him what's gonna happen to your butt. This is what's happening to him. Read.
Then said Saul unto his armor bearer, Draw thy sword and thrust me through therewith, lest these uncircumcised come and thrust me through and abuse me. But his armor bearer would not.
They wouldn't kill him.
For he was so afraid.
They were so afraid to kill the king.
Therefore Saul took a sword and fell upon it.
Saul committed suicide. He killed himself.
And when his armor bearer saw that Saul was dead, he fell likewise upon his sword and died with him.
They killed themselves with him.
So Saul died, and his 3 sons, and his armor bearer, and all his men that same day together. And when the men of Israel that were on the other side of the valley, and they that were on the other side of Jordan, saw that the men of Israel fled, and that Saul and his sons were dead, they forsook the cities and fled, and the Philistines came and dwelt in them. And it came to pass on the morrow, when the Philistines came to strip the slain, that they found Saul and his 3 sons fallen in Mount Gilboa, and they cut off his head and stripped off his armor, and sent into the land of the Philistines round about, to publish it in the house of their idols and among the people. And they put his armor in the house of false deity, and they fastened his body to the wall of false deity. And when the inhabitants of Jabes Gilead heard of that which the Philistines had done to Saul, all the violent men arose and went all night and took the body of Saul and took the body of Saul and the bodies of his sons from the wall of the false deity, and came to Jabesh and buried them there. And they took their bones and buried them under a tree at Jabesh and fasted 7 days.
Okay, so that's what happened to Saul and his 3 sons. Now go to Samuel, 2 Samuel 22. Let's see. I don't think I read that. 22. Oh yeah, that's what I want. Yeah, Samuel. Yeah, I'm on first verse.
2 Samuel chapter 22, verse 1.
Now this was song you supposed to sing when you go out to battle, when you finna fight, your enemies. Read.
And David spake unto Yahweh the words of this song.
Now this is a song that King David sung to Yahweh when he was in wartime.
In the day that Yahweh had delivered him out of the hand of all his enemies.
When Yahweh delivered King David out of all the hand of his enemy, because he didn't lose no war, watch what he said.
And out of the hand of Saul.
And out of the hand of Saul, because Saul was his enemy too.
And he said,
that's what he said to Yahweh.
Yahweh is my rock.
Yahweh is my rock.
And my fortress.
And my fortress.
And my deliverer.
And my deliverer. Now, this is the song you're supposed to be singing to Yahweh and doing the battle. Read.
The Elohim of my rock.
He is the Elohim of my rock.
And him will I trust.
And him will I trust.
He is my shield.
He is my shield.
And the horn of my salvation.
And the horn of my salvation.
My high tower.
He is my high tower.
And my refuge.
He is my refuge.
My Savior.
He is my Savior.
Thou savest me from violence.
He saved me from my enemy's violence.
I will call on Yahweh.
I will call on Yahweh all the way to the graveyard. Read.
Who is worthy to be praised.
He is the only one worthy to be praised. This is a song I'm going to sing after I win the war. Read.
So shall I be saved from my enemies.
So Yahweh going to save me from my enemies.
When the waves of death compass me.
When the waves of death compass me.
The floods of wicked men made me afraid. The sorrows of hell compassed me about.
That's right.
The snares of death prevented me. In my distress I called upon Yahweh.
When I'm in distress and down on whatever, I called upon Yah.
And cried to my Elohim.
And I cried to Elohim.
And he did hear my voice out of his temple.
And he heard my voice out of the temple.
And my cry did enter into his ears.
And that's right.
Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundations of heaven moved and shook, because he was wroth. There went up a smoke out of his nostrils, and fire out of his mouth devoured. Coals were kindled by it. He bowed the heavens also, and came down, and darkness was under his feet.
Okay, that's what I needed. So when you win the battle, boy, you give it all up to the Most High. Yeah. Okay, go to 2 Kings. 2 Kings. So I had to throw that in there, y'all. After you win the battle, after Almighty deliver your enemies into your hand, that's the song that you're supposed to be singing. Okay. Giving thanks to the Most High Yah. What I say, 16? Okay, 2 Kings 16:1.
2 Kings chapter 16, verse 1. In the 7th year of Pekah, the son of Remaliah, Ahaz, the son of Jotham, king of Judah, began to reign. 20 years old was Ahaz when he began to reign, and reigned 16 years in Jerusalem, and did not that which was right in the sight of Yahweh his Elohim,
Didn't do right in the eyes of Yah.
like David his father.
Like,
But he walked in the way of the kings of Israel, yea, and made his son to pass through the fire, according to the abominations of the heathen, whom Yahweh cast out from before the children of Israel. And he sacrificed and burnt incense in the high places, and on the hills, and under every green tree.
he did all this wickedness, read.
Then Rezin, king of Syria, and Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, came up to Jerusalem to war, and they besieged Ahaz, but could not overcome him. At that time, Rezin, king of Syria, recovered Elath to Syria, and drave the Jews from Elath, and the Syrians came to Elath, and dwelt there unto this day. So Ahaz sent messengers to Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria, saying, I am thy servant and thy son. Come up and save me out of the hand of the king of Syria, and out of the hand of the king of Israel, which rise up against me. And Ahaz took silver and gold that was found in the house of Yahweh.
No, I don't like that one. Let's get on. Let's go to another. Go to 1 Kings 12. 1 Kings 12. I don't like that one. Yeah, 1 Kings 12 and let's see. 12. Start at the 16.
1 Kings chapter 12, verse 16. So when all Israel saw that the king hearkened not unto them, the people answered the king, saying, What portion have we in David? Neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesse. To your tent, O Israel. Now see to thine house, David. So Israel departed unto their tents. But as for the children of Israel which dwelt in the cities of Judah, Rehoboam reigned over them. Then King Rehoboam sent Adoram, who was over the tribute, and all Israel stoned him with stones.
Now, Rehoboam was King Solomon's son, right?
Right.
And Jeroboam was Nebat's son, right? I think so. I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's read.
That he died. Therefore King Rehoboam made speed to get him up to his chariot to flee to Jerusalem. So Israel rebelled against the house of David unto this day. And it came to pass, when all Israel heard that Jeroboam was come again, that they sent and called him unto the congregation, and made him king over all Israel. There was none that followed the house of David, but the tribe of Judah only.
See, Judah always followed King David, right?
And when Rehoboam was come to Jerusalem, he assembled all the house of Judah with the tribe of Benjamin, 180,000 chosen men, which were warriors, to fight against the house of Israel, to bring the kingdom again to Rehoboam the son of Solomon. But the word of Elohim came unto Shemaiah the son of Elohim, saying, Speak unto Rehoboam the son of Solomon, king of Judah.
There we go. Yeah, that's who I thought it was. It was Rehoboam, King Solomon's son. Read.
And unto all the house of Judah and Benjamin, and to the remnant of the people, saying, Thus saith Yahweh, Ye shall not go up, nor fight against your brethren, the children of Israel. Return every man to his house, for this thing is from me. They hearkened therefore to the word of Yahweh, and returned to depart, according to the word of Yahweh. Then Jeroboam built Shechem in Mount Ephraim, and dwelt therein, and went out from thence, and built Penuel. And Jeroboam said in his heart, Now shall the kingdom return to the house of David. If this people go up to do sacrifice in the house of Yahweh at Jerusalem, then shall the heart of this people turn again unto their master, even unto Rehoboam king of Judah, and they shall kill me, and go again to Rehoboam king of Judah. Whereupon the king took counsel, and made 2 calves of gold, and said unto them, It is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Behold, thy deities, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt.
Wicked dude, boy, read.
And he set the one in Bethel, and the other put he in Dan. And this thing became a sin, for the people went to worship before the one, even unto Dan. And he made a house of high places, and made priests of the lowest of the people, which were not of the which were not of the sons of Levi. And Jeroboam ordained a feast in the 8th month,
Jeroboam wicked, dirty dog, read.
on the 15th day of the month, like unto the feast that is in Judah, and he offered upon the altar. So did he in Bethel, sacrificing unto the calves that he had made. And he placed in Bethel the priest of the.
He wasn't nothing but an idolater, so we're gonna stop reading that junk. Okay, let's go to Second Chronicles. Let's see. Second Chronicles. Let's see what I want. Second Chronicles 1 through 4. That's all I need for that.
What chapter?
Second Chronicles chapter 11.
Second Chronicles chapter 1. Chapter 11, verse 1. And when Rehoboam was come to Jerusalem, he gathered of the house of Judah and Benjamin 180,000 chosen men, which were warriors, to fight against Israel, that he might bring the kingdom again to Rehoboam. But the word of Yahweh came to Shemaiah, the man of Elohim, saying, Speak unto Rehoboam the son of Solomon, king of Judah, and to all Israel and Judah and Benjamin, saying, Thus saith Yahweh, Ye shall not go up, nor fight against your brethren. Return every man to his house, for this thing is done of me. And they obeyed the words of Yahweh, and returned from going against Jeroboam.
That's right. That's from Yah. That's all I needed on that. Okay, go Numbers 1 and 1, I think. Let's see. This thing is from Yah. Numbers, let me see. Numbers 1, start the first verse.
Numbers chapter 1, verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, in the tabernacle of the congregation, on the first day of the second month, in the second year after they.
No, I said Numbers. Oh, I got 11. Okay, I got the wrong book. That was my fault. Okay, I'm supposed to have 1 and 1. Numbers. Okay, yeah, Numbers 1 and 1.
And Yahweh spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, in the tabernacle of the congregation, on the first day of the second month, in the second year after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying, Take ye the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel, after their families, by the house of their fathers, with the number of their names, every male by their polls, from 20 years old and upward, all that are able to go forth to war in Israel.
See, United States say 18. You got to think you got to be 18 to go into the military. Now, to go into Yahweh's military, you got to be 20 years old. Read.
Thou and Aaron shall number them by their armies, and with you there shall be a man of every tribe, every one head of the house of his fathers. And these are the names of the men that shall stand with you.
Okay, now skip on down to 18, because I ain't number names. Right.
Verse 18.
Yeah, verse 18.
And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, by their polls. As Yahweh commanded Moses, so he numbered them in the wilderness of Sinai. And the children of Reuben, Israel's eldest son, by their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, by their polls, every male from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war.
So, in other words, you got to be 20 years old to get in get in Yahweh's military. Okay, that was number 1. Let's go to Numbers 31. Yeah, Numbers 31 and start the first verse.
Numbers chapter 31, verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Avenge the children of Israel of the Midianites. Afterwards shalt thou be gathered unto thy people. And Moses spake unto the people, saying, Arm some of yourselves unto the war, and let them go against the Midianites, and avenge Yahweh of Midian. Of every tribe 1,000, throughout all the tribes of Israel, shall ye send to the war. So there were delivered out of the thousands of Israel 1,000 of every tribe, 12,000 armed for war. And Moses sent them to the war, 1,000 of every tribe, them and Phinehas the son of Eleazar the priest to the war, with the holy instruments and the trumpets to blow in his hand. And they warred against the Midianites as Yahweh commanded Moses, and they slew all the males, and they slew the kings of Midian, beside the rest of them that were slain, namely Evi, and Rechem, and Zur, and Hur, and Reba, 5 kings of Midian. Balaam also, the son of Beor, they slew with the sword.
Verse
9.
Okay.
And the children of Israel took all the women of Midian captives, and their little ones, and took the spoil of all their cattle, and all their flocks, and all their goods, and they burnt all their cities wherein they dwelt, and all their goodly castles with fire. And they took all the spoil and all the prey, both of men and of beasts. And they brought the captives and the prey and the spoil unto Moses, and they laid all the priests, and unto the congregation of the children of Israel, unto the camp at the plains of Moab, which are by Jordan near Jericho. And Moses and Eleazar the priest, and all the princes of the congregation, went forth to meet them without the camp. And Moses was wroth with the officers of the host, with the captains over thousands, and captains over hundreds, which came from the battle. And Moses said unto them, Have ye saved all the women alive?
Now he asked him the code, what these women doing alive?
Behold, these caused the children of Israel, through the counsel of Balaam, to commit trespass against Yahweh in the matter of Peor. And there was a plague among the congregation of Yahweh. Now therefore kill every male among the little ones,
And Moses said, kill every male among the little one.
and kill every woman that have known men by lying with him.
Kill every woman that had sex with a man before.
But all the women children that have not known a man by lying with him,
all the virgin women you
keep alive for yourselves, and do ye abide without the camp 7 days.
Okay, that's all I needed with that. So in other words, you go to war, you go to kill all the males, according to the scripture. I think I want 1 Samuel. Let's go there. 1 Samuel 4. Let me see. Or did I read that? Let me see. I don't think I read that. Did I read? No, that's 2 Samuel. Okay, I got to get 1 Samuel. Yeah. 1 Samuel. Okay, 4. I ain't read that. Yeah, go to 1 Samuel 4 and 1.
1 Samuel chapter 4, verse 1. And the word of Samuel came to all Israel. Now Israel went out against the Philistines to battle, and pitched beside Eb in Ezer. And the Philistines pitched in Apec. And the Philistines put themselves in array against Israel. And when they joined battle, Israel was smitten before the Philistines, and they slew of the army in the field about 4,000 men. And when the people were come into the camp, the elders of Israel said, Wherefore have Yahweh smitten us today before the Philistines? Let us fetch the ark of the covenant of Yahweh out of Shiloh unto us, that, when it cometh upon us, it may save us out of the hand of our enemies. So the people sent to Shiloh, that they might bring from thence the ark of the covenant of Yahweh of hosts, which dwelleth between the cherubims. And the 2 sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, were there with the ark of the covenant of Elohim. And when the ark of the covenant of Yahweh came into the camp, all Israel shouted with a great shout, so that the earth rang again.
Mm.
And when the Philistines heard the noise of the shout, they said, "What meaneth the noise of this great shout in the camp of the Hebrews?" And they understood that the ark of Yahweh was come into the camp.
Mm.
And the Philistines were afraid, for they said, "Elohim is come into the camp." And they said, "Woe unto us, for there have not been such a thing heretofore. Woe unto us, who shall deliver us out of the hand of these mighty Elohims? These are the Elohims that smote the Egyptians with all the plagues in the wilderness.
Mm-hmm.
Be strong and quit yourselves like men, O ye Philistines, that ye be not servants unto the Hebrews."
See, even the Philistine knew that they had more sense than the Christian and everybody else. The Philistine knew who destroyed the Egyptians. And our people were so doggone dumb, we're going to get to the will and build a golden calf. But start all over that ninth verse.
Be strong and quit yourselves like men, O ye Philistines, that ye be not servants unto the Hebrews, as they have been to you. Quit yourselves like men, and fight. And the Philistines fought, and Israel was smitten, and they fled every man to his tent. And there was a very great slaughter, for there fell of Israel 30,000 footmen. And the ark of Elohim was taken, and the two sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, were slain. And there ran a man of Benjamin out of the army, and came to Shiloh the same day with his clothes rent, and with earth upon his head. And when he came, lo, Eli sat upon a seat by the wayside watching, for his heart trembled for the ark of Elohim. And when the man came into the city and told it, all the city cried out. And when Eli heard the noise of the crying, he said, "What meaneth the noise of this tumult?" And the man came in hastily and told Eli. Now Eli was 98 years old, and his eyes were dim, that he could not see. And the man said unto Eli, "I am he that came out of the army, and I fled today out of the army." And he said, "What is there done, my son?"
What verse you at?
17.
Okay.
And the messenger answered and said, "Israel has fled before the Philistines, and there have been also a great slaughter among the people, and thy two sons also, Hophni and Phinehas, are dead, and the ark of Elohim is taken." And it came to pass, when he made mention of the ark of Elohim, that he fell from off the seat backward by the side of the gate, and his neck brake, and he died, for he was an old man and heavy, and he had judged Israel 40 years.
Okay, that's all I needed with that. Go to First Chronicles. First Chronicles 28. Yeah, 28. Let's start the first verse.
First Chronicles chapter 28, verse 1. And David assembled all the princes of Israel, the princes of the tribes, and the captains of the companies that ministered to the king by course, and the captains over the thousands, and captains over the hundreds, and the stewards over all the substance and possession of the king and of his sons, with the officers and with the mighty men, and with all the valiant men, unto Jerusalem. Then David the king stood up upon his feet and said, "Hear me, my brethren, and my people. As for me, I had in my heart to build a house of rest for the ark of the covenant of Yahweh, and for the footstool of our Elohim." And had made ready for the building. But Elohim said unto me, "Thou shalt not build a house for my name, because thou hast been a man of war, and hast shed blood. Howbeit Yahweh Elohim of Israel chose me before all the house of my father to be king over Israel forever. For he hath chosen Judah to be the ruler, and of the house of Judah, the house of my father, and among the sons of my father he liked me to make me king over all Israel. And of all my sons, for Yahweh hath given me many sons, for he hath chosen Solomon my son to sit upon the throne of the kingdom of Yahweh over Israel."
Now, out of all King David's sons, he chose Solomon. Almighty hand picker.
And he said unto me, Solomon thy son, he shall build my house and my courts.
Now he told him who he wanted to build this house, Solomon, not Jonathan. I mean, what was the son's name? Not Amnon and what was his name? Shiliah and Adonijah and Absalom. He wasn't studying them. Read.
For I have chosen him to be my son, and I will be his father.
Now he called King Solomon his son. Yahweh called King Solomon his son and his father.
Moreover, I will establish his kingdom forever, if he be constant to do my commandments and my judgments, as at this day.
There you go. What's her name? Andrea. All he wants you to do is obey, whether you're in captivity or not. Keep his commandments and laws. Read.
Now therefore, in the sight of all Israel, the congregation of Yahweh, and in the audience of our Elohim, keep and seek for all the commandments of of Yahweh your Elohim, that ye may possess this good land.
That's what's going to get you back home. The commandments. Read.
And leave it for an inheritance for your children after you forever. And thou, Solomon my son, know thou the Elohim of thy father, and serve him with a perfect heart and with a willing mind.
And how you going to serve Yahweh with a perfect heart and a willing mind without keeping his laws? Read.
For Yahweh searcheth all hearts, and understand all the imaginations of the thoughts.
That's right. He do all that.
If thou seek him, he will be found of thee. But if thou forsake him, he will cast thee off forever.
That's right. He's going to cast you off forever. Okay, that's all I needed on that. Let me see. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, go to Joshua 10. Joshua 10. Over. Joshua 10 and 24.
Joshua chapter 10, verse 24. And it came to pass, when they brought out those things unto Joshua, that Joshua called for all the men of Israel, and said unto the captains of the men of war which went with him, Come near, put your feet upon the necks of these kings. And they came near, and put their feet upon the necks of them. And Joshua said unto them, Fear not, nor be dismayed. Be strong and of a good courage, for thus shall Yahweh do to all your enemies against whom ye fight. And afterward Joshua smote them, and slew them, and hanged them on 5 trees. And they were hanging upon the trees until the evening. And it came to pass at the time of the going down of the sun, that Joshua commanded, and they took them down off the trees, and cast them into the cave wherein they had been hid, and laid great stones in the cave's mouth, which remain until this very day.
Okay, that's all I needed then. Okay, Deuteronomy 24. I think I want to do Deuteronomy 24 and 5. Let's see. Yeah.
Deuteronomy chapter 24, verse 5. When a man have taken a new wife,
now listen there. When a man take a new wife,
he shall not go out to war.
You ain't supposed to go to war.
Neither shall he be charged with any business.
You ain't supposed to take care of nobody's business but your wife. You supposed to be with your wife. You ain't supposed to be in no military, no service, or no nothing. Our book say this: when a man taking a new wife, don't go no war. Read.
But he shall be free at home 1 year.
You should stay at home 1 year.
And shall cheer up his wife which he hath taken.
And whatever she won't, give it to her. Cheer her up. That's right. That's all I needed. So now I'm ready for questions and comments about the wars and tribes in Israel. Yeah. Okay, who is that? Shabbat Shalom, Manya. Shabbat Shalom, Joseph Giagori. Yeah. Okay, any comments or questions that can anybody add to the war the war that we just talked about? Yeah. Any comments or questions about the war? Y'all can put some scriptures up and add to it. Maybe I forgot some of them. Let me see. That's right, Mark. He sure didn't save JC from violence. You're absolutely right. You got that right, Hebrew. He never came to JC defense on no occasion. Never came to his defense. Matter of fact, he never came to nobody's defense in the New Testament. He never saved nobody. What's going on, Hebrews, brothers and sisters? Any comments or questions? Y'all can add something to the screen. And the brothers and sisters out there got any comment or question about the subject? And write that down about keeping the laws in captivity. I need to explain that to Andrea, Israel. Better write this up. Keep the laws in captivity, so I won't forget. Which name is correct? Yahweh or what? Talking about my name? Who you preferring to? First of all, who you talking about? Who name right for who? Linus author. Who you talking about? Me or the creator? Who you talking about? What name is correct? I don't understand. Oh, the Most High name is Yahweh. Ain't no Yahoo. Yahoo is a tribe. It's one of the 12 tribes of Israel. I never called no tribe Yahweh. No, his Hebrew name is Yahweh. Yeah, the created name is Yahweh. And Yehuda is one of the 12 tribes of Israel. That's where that came from. Yeah. Okay. Joel say, teacher, and you did a great job, and I learned even more, and I appreciate you taking time to break the subject down. Praise the mighty Yah. Yeah. I don't care what some say. Some say a lot of stuff. Some say a whole lot of crazy stuff. I don't pay no attention what some say. Find some say in the book. What the book say. We ain't worried about what some say. Everybody, man has many devices of the council of Yah gonna stand. Man think they right about everything. Yeah. Yeah, and I had a question. Can anybody find in the scriptures that the women went to war with the men, fought with Israel? I don't think I haven't read it, but I was just curious about that. But I haven't read where the women have fought with the men in battle. So I don't think a woman should be in no military according to the scripture. And if it is, show it to me in the book. Can a woman go to the military according to this book? Yeah. Okay, Mark, I got you, bro. Yeah. Can a woman go to war in Israel according to the scripture? I say no, but maybe somebody else say different. Can show me in the book where women went to war. I'd like to read it if it's true. There's certain jobs and certain things women can and couldn't do. She couldn't be, she couldn't be in the military. In America, you can do what you want to do over here. You can be what you want to be in America. Write that better than that, because I ain't gonna be able to understand it. Write it in English. I mean, cursive.
I'll give it to you, so if you wanted to write it.
Yeah, just write it. Don't write it in cursive. He said, how many laws? Get that off of there. That message right there, not the bottom, right there. Where it say message?
I can't do nothing about that.
Okay. Oh, he erased it. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was told. 613 laws. Yeah, that's from Genesis to Deuteronomy. Yeah. I may ask you a question, Leonard Arthur. Can a woman go to war? Can a woman go to the military? That's my question to you. Can a woman go to the military in Yahweh eyes, not in man eyes? All the ones that we can keep. We're supposed to be keeping all the ones that we can keep. Some you have to have the altar, you have to be in the land, you have to have the Levites. Those are the ones that you can't keep in exile. Either one, because that was a physical battle. What I just read in the Old Testament, that was physical. People was dying, bodies was everywhere. With a knife, killing people. That was physical. What we just read about. Now, men was getting killed, dying. That was physical. I don't know nothing about no spiritual. What you talking about? Everybody in the Old Testament was physical, having war. Okay, Jules say, teacher, to be honest, I didn't know about this fight. However, glad to know it. And I was talking about the split of the kingdom of the tribes and what Solomon did to lose them. Okay, the split. Did we read about the split of the 10 tribes?
No, not really. I mean, that's like I think that's chapter 11 when Solomon had worshipped those false gods, and then
Well, let's
Yahweh.
go. Let's read it. Let's go to it. What first? It's in Kings.
Yeah, Second Kings chapter 11.
Okay, we're finna read that.
I'm sorry, no, First Kings chapter 11. Excuse me.
Okay.
You get one to Jeroboam, and then
Right.
one to Solomon.
Okay. First King chapter 11.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where you want to start at, but
I'm gonna have to start the first verse because I got to break it down why the Almighty did it.
okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start for Jewel. I'm gonna start with what you talking about, and the reason why the Most High took the kingdom from.
And you can read if you want to read off the entire chapter 12. So too.
Okay. We're gonna definitely read one because that's where it started at. Read.
First Kings chapter 11 verse 1. But King Solomon loved many strange women.
Now, what are strange women? The opposite of a Hebrew. Any woman that's not a Hebrew is a strange woman, and he loved them. Read.
Together with the daughter of Pharaoh,
The Egyptian women,
women of the Moabites,
the Moabitess women,
Ammonites,
the Ammonite women,
Edomites,
Esau women,
Zidonians,
the Zidonian women,
and Hittites,
and the Hittite women.
of the
Even
nation
though the Hittites is black, I think the Hittites are black.
of the nations concerning which Yahweh said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them,
Don't go out your race,
neither shall they come in unto you.
and don't let them come to you.
For surely they will turn away your heart after their deities.
And this is the reason why the Most High didn't want us to go out our race. Not because of nothing else. It's because you will learn the way of the heathen, then you will start serving their God, going to church, wearing crosses, and believing the Quran and the Hadith and listen to them. That's the reason why the Most High wanted you to stay in your race, because them people would turn your heart. They had you doing what they got, serving their gods. Read.
Solomon clave unto these in love, and he had 700 wives,
He had 700 wives,
princesses, and 300 concubines,
and 300 girlfriends.
and his wives turned away his heart.
Just like the book say, they're going to turn away your heart. You're going to start going to church. You're going to eat pork chops. You're going to celebrate Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter. You're going to wear mixed up garments. You ain't going to wear your fringes no more. You're going to have a bald head. You ain't going to have no beard. You're going to do everything that the other people do. Read.
For it came to pass, when Solomon was old, that his wives turned away his heart after other deities.
After other God. When he got old, they turned his heart to another God, Christianity and Islam.
And his heart was not perfect with Yahweh as Elohim.
That's right. He stopped serving Yah.
As was the heart of David his father.
Just like that. Because David ain't never worshiped nobody but Yah.
For Solomon went after false deity, the goddess of the Sidonians, and after false deity, the abomination of the Ammonites. And Solomon did evil in the sight of Yahweh.
This is evil when you go and get a religion or believe in something else. This is evil in the eyes of Yah.
And went not fully after Yahweh, as did David his father. Then did Solomon build a high place for false deity,
A church house full of false deity,
the abomination of Moab, and the hill that's in the hill that's before Jerusalem, and for false deity, the abomination of the children of Ammon. And likewise did he for all his strange wives, which burnt incense and sacrifice unto their deities.
He did everything for his strange wives. Read.
And Yahweh was angry with Solomon.
He was angry with Solomon because he did this now.
Because his heart was turned from Yahweh Elohim of Israel.
But because he changed, like people change today. That's right. He changed just like other people change.
Which had appeared unto him twice, and had commanded him concerning this thing, that he should not go after other deities.
Don't go after the New Testament of the Quran.
But he kept not that which Yahweh commanded.
He will not do it anyway.
Wherefore Yahweh said unto Solomon, for as much as this is done of thee, and thou hast not kept my covenant and my statutes.
In this covenant statutes say don't believe in the New Testament of the Quran.
Which I have commanded thee.
It's a command.
I will surely rend the kingdom from thee, and will give it to thy servant.
And this is what you want to know, Jewel.
Notwithstanding in thy days I will not do it for David thy father's sake, but I will rend it out of the hand of thy son. Howbeit I will not rend away all the kingdom, but will give one tribe to thy son for David my servant's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake which I have chosen. And Yahweh stirred up an adversary unto Solomon, Hadad the Edomite. He was he was of the king's seed in Edom. For it came to pass, when David was in Edom, and Joab the captain of the host was gone up to bury the slain, after he had smitten every male in Edom. For 6 months did Joab remain there for 6 months did Joab remain there with all Israel, until he had cut off every male in Edom. That Hadad fled, he and certain Edomites of his father's servants with him, to go into Egypt, Hadad being yet a little child. And they arose out of Midian and came to Paran, and they took men with him out of Paran, and they came to Egypt, unto Pharaoh king of Egypt.
Okay, let's skip on down, get right to the point. That's what I want to see. Let's go to 29.
Verse 29. And it came to pass at that time, when Jeroboam went out of Jerusalem, that the prophet Ahijah the Shilonite found him in the way, and he had clad himself with a new garment, and they two were alone in the field. And Ahijah caught the new garment that was on him, and rent it in 12 pieces. And he said to Jeroboam, Take thee 10 pieces, for thus saith Yahweh, the Elohim of Israel, Behold, I will rend the kingdom out of the hand of Solomon, and will give 10 tribes to thee. But he shall have one tribe for my servant David's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, the city which I have chosen out of all the tribes of Israel, because they have forsaken me, and have worshipped false deity, the goddess of the Sidonians, false deity, the deity of the Moabites, and false deity, the deity of the children of Ammon, and have not walked in my ways, to do that which is right in my eyes, and to keep my statutes and my judgments, as did David his father. Howbeit I will not take the whole kingdom out of his hand,
I ain't gonna take the whole kingdom out of his hand.
but I will make him prince all the days of his life for David my servant's sake, whom I chose, because he kept my commandments and my statutes. But I will take the kingdom out of his son's hand, and will give it unto thee, even 10 tribes. And unto his son will I give one tribe, that David my servant may have a light always before me in Jerusalem.
Like what's read, that's corn right there. He said what? And read 36.
And unto his son will I give one tribe, that David my servant may have a light always before me in Jerusalem.
David gonna always have a light before Yahweh in Jerusalem. Always. Read.
The city which I have chosen me to put my name there.
He chose Jerusalem, not Arkansas, St. Louis, Chicago, Atlanta, Tennessee, Texas, Memphis. They ain't choose none of them cities. He chose Jerusalem, like I've been telling you. Read.
And I will take thee, and thou shalt reign according to all that thy soul desireth, and shalt be king over Israel. And it shall be, if thou wilt hearken unto all that I command thee.
All the Almighty Yahweh want us to hearken to Him, listen to His commandments and laws and stuff, and that's what the people don't want to do and ain't gonna do. Read.
And will walk in my ways.
Walk in Yahweh ways, not the New Testament or the Quran.
And do that is right in my sight.
And when you keep the Old Testament laws and statutes, that's what's right in Yahweh's sight. When you go to the New Testament and the Quran, you're going to hell. Read.
To keep my statutes and my commandments.
And the statutes is only in the Old Testament, not the New Testament, not the Quran.
As David my servant did, that I will be with thee, and build thee a sure house, as I built for David, and will give Israel unto thee. And I will for this afflict the seed of David, but not forever. Solomon sought therefore to kill Jeroboam, and Jeroboam arose and fled into Egypt, unto Shishak king of Egypt, and was in Egypt until the death of Solomon. And the rest of the acts of Solomon, and all that he did, and his wisdom, are they not written in the book of the acts of Solomon? And the time that Solomon reigned in Jerusalem over all Israel was 40 years. And Solomon slept with his fathers, and was buried in the city of David his father, and Rehoboam his son reigned in his stead.
And Rehoboam took over after that. Yeah. Okay, what we got? The bull was a prophet, and she stand up for the truth. Yeah, who don't know that? Mm. Well, it's still called. It's really called Jerusalem. Jerusalem. That's the proper pronunciation of Jerusalem, because wasn't no J's in the alphabet of Hebrew. Wasn't no such thing as Jerusalem. It was Jerusalem. Jerusalem. That was how you pronounce it. That's the right pronunciation of Jerusalem. And it's still over in Africa, because Israel is in Africa. Africa is a big old continent. Yeah, see that. What people fail to realize, when you say Africa, Jerusalem is on the same landmass as Africa. It's just it's got a split there with the water. They split it up. The Gentiles split it up to make you think that Jerusalem is not part of Africa. But Jerusalem is on the same landmass, on the same continent as Africa. That's right. It's right there on the same landmass. You can walk from Egypt to Jerusalem. That's right. You can walk from Egypt to Jerusalem. Okay, yeah. Praise the mighty Yah. All the credit go to the Most High Yah. Okay, yeah. Okay, I understand what you're saying, Mark Anthony. Right, right. All I know is in Jerusalem. It's over in. It's in Africa. That's for sure. Yeah. Like I say, ain't but one city, one God, one people, one land, one book. Is one of everything. Ain't no two and three. Ain't no two and three. Everything is one. Yeah, one place he ever put his name, the land, the people that he loved, the laws and statutes that he wants you to keep is in one book. It ain't in no two or three books. It ain't in no Hadith or no New Testament or no Quran or no other book. So you can start thinking that way. We got the book right here. Yeah, we got the book right here, without a doubt. But man wanted to put you in all these other books. I'll read this book. I'll read that book. You supposed to read this book. You supposed to listen to that book. No, you ain't supposed to listen to none of them. No, sir, because the Most High ain't sent none of them men to write them books. He sent Moses, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and Jeremiah, Ezekiel. He ain't sent nobody else. Show me where he sent them. Then I'll start listening. Show me where Yahweh sent anybody to write a Quran or a New Testament, and I'll give you $1,000. Show me that. Well, Yahweh sent somebody to write a New Testament or Quran, you get $1,000. Since you're smarter than me, you know more than me. Show it to me. Don't tell me nothing on the screen. Put it up there. Everybody that believe in all the other books. Show me a book that Yahweh speak in, that he told somebody to go write, other than this one. Now, you want some money, you can get it. $1,000. Silent night, holy night. Quiet now. I know you quiet. That's right. Popping corn about Yahweh all the way to the graveyard. That's all I'm gonna do. That's it, and that's all. All the way to the graveyard. Yep. Put thus said Yah on the tombstone all the way to the graveyard, and tell them, boy, he talked about Yah to the graveyard. That's right. I agree. The other books are bad statutes. That's right. You popping corn now. I got to give it to you when you popping corn. Lena's out there. That's right. The mother books is bad statute. You hit the nail on the head. Shalom, Phyllis Williams. You just getting on there, huh? Yeah. I said, Mark Anthony, that's still correct. A bad statue. That's right. Hey, Mark Anthony, whoever popping corn, hey, boy, I give it to him. He sure will. A couple months he was well, see the Most High working on the spirit, working on the man. You know, everybody ain't gonna get it in one day overnight. You know, this is thing. Hey man, you have to grow in it. You know, our people been so rebellious and hard headed all their life, man. They got to grow in this. You know, just like planting a seed. You go out there the next day, the seed ain't came up. You go out there the other day, it's gonna take time for that seed to grow, and that's how our people got to do. You know, but I was the opposite and different. As soon as I heard it, I did it. I didn't waste no time. I was with the quickness. Just like I did everything else quick, I did this book quick. I didn't have to think about it. I'm going to start keeping the Sabbath February the 18th. What, man, I ain't studying that. I'm going to stop eating this when I do it the same day. I did the same day. I didn't hesitate. I didn't have to take my time because I knew the truth when I heard it. You know. I got one partner, I ain't gonna say his name. I got a partner that told me, he said, man, I'm gonna hit me one more lick, and then I'm gonna start keeping the Sabbath. The man couldn't hit the lick, the feds came and got him and took him on. But he said, man, I'm gonna hit me one more lick, and then I'm gonna start keeping the Sabbath. Boy, listen, when he said that, when people came and got him, and he did all that time, man. Yeah. So you can't wait. You can't wait on the serve Yah. You got to do it yesterday. You got to start serving Yah yesterday. When you hear it today, you got to start back yesterday service. You know, so don't never put the Most High on the back burner. What he should have said is, I'm finna hit this lick and still keep the Sabbath. Yeah. Okay, praise the mighty Yah, Jewel. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it had a brother on here yesterday. I mean, was it yesterday? We talked. It was yesterday one. Yesterday morning.
About what?
But what's the Day of Atonement? It was yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We had the Day of Atonement, had a gay brother on here was talking about he needed to, pray for and lift that evil spirit from him. You know, a gay guy, he came out and said, I forgot his name, but he said he was gay and fighting them demons and stuff like that. Yeah. So I mean, ain't nothing too hard for Yah. Matter of fact, I want to read that. I think that's in Genesis. We told Sarah. Get that right quick. And the Almighty can change you, brother. So I'm finna, I don't know if he on the air today, but he confessed that he was gay and he fighting them demons. Let me show you what Yah told Sarah. Let me see.
Genesis chapter 18.
Okay, let me get it. Okay.
Verse 14.
Okay. Now go to Genesis. If that brother on here, whoever it was yesterday, go to Genesis 18. And let me see where I want to start. I want to start at 10 verse.
Genesis chapter 18, verse 10. And they said to him, where is Sarah thy wife?
No, hold on. 18 and 10?
Oh, verse 10.
Yeah.
And he said, I will certainly return unto thee according to the time of life. And lo, Sarah thy wife shall have a son. And Sarah heard it in the tent door, which was behind him.
Now, Sarah was 90 years old, and Yah was telling Abraham, your wife going to have a baby at 90 years old. Now, check it out. The gay brother, this for him. Read.
Now Abraham and Sarah were old and well stricken in age, and it ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of women.
They have stopped having sex because they was real old. But watch this now.
Therefore Sarah laughed within herself, saying, After I am waxed old, shall I have pleasure?
After I'm old, should I have pleasure? That's what she said. She laughing to herself now.
My master being old also. And Yahweh
And Abraham old, just as old as me. No, Abraham was older. Because I think Abraham was 100 years old. She was 90 at this time, I believe. Somewhere up in that read.
and Yahweh said unto Abraham, Wherefore did Sarah laugh,
Why did your wife laugh, Abraham?
saying, Shall I of a surety bear a child which am old?
Should I have a baby at 90 years old? Because she didn't believe it herself.
Is anything too hard for Yahweh?
Is anything too hard for Yahweh? That's what I want. There ain't nothing too hard for Yah. Read.
At the time appointed I will return unto thee according to the time of life, and Sarah shall have a son.
That's right. Ain't nothing too hard for Yah. Yah can do it all. That's right. He can stop it. Ain't nothing too hard. When you think you're a certain way and you think the Almighty can't change you, if you want to hear, He gonna do it. But you got to be one of His, and He know your heart. Okay. What? Okay. Let me read. Okay, Ezekiel 20. Go to Ezekiel. Okay, since Louise Arthur was up here first, go to Ezekiel. He said Ezekiel 20 and 24. I think I'm familiar with that too.
Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 24.
And 25.
Because they have not executed my judgments, but had despised my statutes and polluted my Sabbaths, and their eyes were after their fathers' idols. Wherefore I gave them also statutes that were not good, and judgments whereby they should not live.
That's right. You popping corn, Louise Arthur. That's right. He gave us the New Testament and the Quran. Bad statue. And you're absolutely right. That's what it say. Okay. Mark Anthony said everyone started dropping scriptures. What? I'm going to say, what coin has y'all given you this Sabbath? And Jewel said, I'm guilty and always try desire to do right and fail behind. I mean, you have to condition yourself when they're serving Yah. You can't be following people and nothing like that. You got to follow the books up. But see, that was never my problem. I was always a leader anyway. Before I even got into this, I wasn't no monkey see, monkey do person. Like I said, I ain't never drunk, never smoked, never did a lot of stuff. But I have did a lot of stuff. But I did it because that's what I wanted to do, not because I see this person doing it, I want to do it. So I wasn't never that type of person, a follower. I was always had my head on, and I was, and I was mostly a positive person, but I didn't have no problem with serving Yah. That's what I'm trying to say. When I first, because I'm gonna tell you like this, a crackhead man was the first man to introduce me to this book. I ain't gonna lie to you, a man smoking a pipe, crack, and boy, he was popping it. And he showed me some stuff in the Bible. He hit the pipe and with his Bible, and he was gassing me. I'm like, man, Joe showed me again, man. He catches breath and hit the pipe, But I'm just keeping it 100, y'all. A crackhead man, the one introduced me to this book. That's when you can't never count nobody out, Yeah, you can't count nobody out. I would give you his name, but that ain't important what his name is. But that's my brother there, boy. Listen, he gave me the business, and he knew exactly what he was talking about. Only thing about him and me, I keep all the laws, and he keep part of just some of them. He don't keep the Sabbath day, but he the one put me on the right track. Yeah. Okay, Lewin said go. Oh yeah, Mark, you right. Mark said he wanted to drop scripture. That's right. And you're absolutely right, brother. Pop that corn. Okay, Ezekiel 14 and 9. Louise Arthur said, Ezekiel 14 and 9. That's when you can't judge a book by its cover, y'all. just because the person this way, that way, and you got to listen to the message coming out of his mouth, because whatever, just listen, be able to dissect the truth from a lie, and I was real good at ear hustling and comprehending, because the Almighty give me that knowledge to know right from wrong and know a lie from the truth. Okay, what do you say? Ezekiel 14:9. Look, Lena's ought to say.
Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 9. And if the prophet be deceived when he hath spoken a thing, I Yahweh have deceived that prophet, and I will stretch out my hand upon him, and will destroy him from the midst of my people Israel.
That's right. The Almighty allowed the wicked. That's right. He is sinner. And 14:6. What does it say?
Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 6. Therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith Yahweh Elohim, repent and turn yourselves from your idols, and turn away your faces from all your abominations.
Oh boy, you popping corn now, boy. Hey, that'll get it. Now I got to go to that. What was that? Ezekiel, I got to read that. Well, that sounded delicious to my ear. I got to read that myself. Let me see. What do you say? Go to Ezekiel 14. He said 14:6. Read that again.
Therefore, thus saith the house of Israel, thus saith Yahweh Elohim, repent and turn yourselves from your idols.
Turn from the New Testament and the Quran.
And turn away your faces from all your abominations.
All your abomination. That's a lot of things. I can name 1,000,000 abominations that black folks do in America. That's all. Okay, yeah, that's it. Okay, you popping corn, Louise Arthur. Yes, sir. I got to get credit where it's due. Now, Mark Anthony said go to Leviticus 19 and 1-4. Leviticus 19. Okay, we're getting there. And then skip on down to 17. Leviticus 19, 1-4.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, Ye shall be holy, for I, Yahweh your Elohim, am holy. Ye shall fear every man his mother and his father, and keep my Sabbaths. I am Yahweh your Elohim. Turn ye not unto idols, nor make to yourselves molten deities. I am Yahweh your Elohim.
That's right. Don't turn to the New Testament and Quran or them idols. Every time you talk about them idols, you talk about them other books. That's right. Now, Mark Gannon say 19-17. Skip on down to 19-17.
Verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him.
That's right. Don't hate your brother in your heart. That means you can't hold no grudge. Can't hold grudges. Anybody out there holding grudges, you got to let them go. You can't do it. That's right. Popping corn, Mark Anthony. That's right. Okay, what Glad said. I am sorrowful and praying. I'm not a wrong way person. Okay. Well, we all got faults. We all got faults, And then the Almighty know your heart, and that's all that matters. It's the Most High, because people going to judge you and condemn you no matter what you did or do. They always going to consider this and that about a person. So you can't really, pay the person no attention. You got to please the Most High Yah. That's what I say. As long as you pleasing Yah, as long as your ways pleasing Yah, you can care less about relative, friends, or whoever. You ain't studying. The way it say go to Jeremiah 23:20. That's dealing with them preachers, I bet you. Jeremiah 23:20.
Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 20. The anger of Yahweh shall not return until he hath executed, until he hath performed the thoughts of his heart. And the latter days ye shall consider it perfectly.
You're right. Read that again. 23. That's Jeremiah 23:20.
Yeah.
Okay, read it again.
The anger of Yahweh shall not return until he have executed, until he have performed the thoughts of his heart. In the latter days ye shall consider it perfectly.
Okay, I got you. That's corn there, brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh yeah, give them scriptures now. That's what it's all about. Like I say, Mark Anthony say, if you're gonna pop that corn, pop it from the scriptures. That's it, and that's all. Yeah, yeah. Like we're waking up though. The children of Israel waking up. Yeah. Some of us gonna take a little longer than others, but that's the way it is. The main thing, Yahweh. That's the main thing. You praising the Most High Yah, and the more you do something, the better you're gonna get at it, and you'll get great at it later. Okay, he said 23 and 25 through 28. Linus Arthur say Jeremiah 23 verse 25 through 28.
Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 25. I have heard what the prophet said that prophesies lies in my name.
My name, that's right. Read.
Saying, I have dreamed, I have dreamed. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesies lies? Yea, they are prophets of the deceit. Yea, they are prophets of the deceit of their own heart.
Of their own heart. They telling the story out of their own heart. Not what Yahweh said, but what they say. Read.
Which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor.
Yeah, these leaders, these preachers and deacons and all these people in the church, you cause Yahweh people to forget his name. Because ain't now church, now Muslim mosque talking about Yah. None of them.
As their fathers have forgotten my name for false deity.
Just like our forefathers back in Moses' day, that they always want to build a golden calf, wear a cross, and do all this crazy stuff. Read.
The prophet that have a dream, let him tell a dream.
A person that's talking about lying and ain't telling the truth, let them lie and tell the truth. I mean, let them keep lying and talking.
And he that hath my word, let him speak my word faithfully.
And everybody on this internet that got Yahweh word, let him speak his words faithfully. That's what we doing. We popping corn about Yahweh. We ain't talking about no Haile Selassie, no Buddha, no Muslim God, no New Testament God. We ain't talking about none of that junk. We giving all honor, worship, glory, praise to Yahweh by saying hallelujah. We letting them know who we serving. And we keeping the Shabbat day every once a week. So we letting Yahweh know we love him. We showing it. We ain't talking about it. We been about it. We showing the word that we love Yah. That's right. And actions speak louder than words. That's right.
What is the chaff to the wheat?
Okay, that was it. 20, yeah. Okay, go. Jules said go to Job 6 and 24. And then Ecclesiastes 1 and 18. Yeah.
Job chapter 6, verse 24. Teach me, and I will hold my tongue, and cause me to understand wherein I have erred.
Woo! Well, that's corn right there, Jules. Say it again, because I love to hear that. Teach me.
Teach me.
That's right.
And I will hold my tongue.
And I'm going to shut up. I'm going to hold my tongue and I'm going to listen to the word of Yah. Read.
And cause me to understand wherein I have erred.
Then I understand my mistakes and why the error there. Because if I'm running my mouth and the teacher trying to teach, I can't learn that talking. Shut your mouth. That's when the Almighty gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. He wants you to use your ears twice as much as your mouth. Shut your mouth and listen to his word. Okay, now let's go to Ecclesiastes 1 and 18. This is Jewel Gladdy. Say, Ecclesiastes 1 and 18.
Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 18. For much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow.
That's right. That's right. Because when you learn this book, people gonna be mad at you, gonna hurt your feelings and do all kind of stuff. That's gonna be much grief when you get this knowledge. Okay, and Louise Arthur say Ezekiel 13. Ezekiel 13, 6, 9, and 12. 6, 9, and 10. So it's 3, 6, 9, and 10.
Ezekiel chapter 13, verse 6. They have seen vanity and lying divination.
No, hold on. I think we got Ezekiel 3 first. Read 3, then 6. Ezekiel chapter 13, verse 3.
Ezekiel chapter 13, verse 3.
Right.
Thus saith Yahweh Elohim, woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing.
Woo, that's corn right there, boy. That's right. And you got a lot of them in these Christian churches following the false spirit. Read that 6.
They have seen vanity and lying divination.
That's all they doing.
Saying, Yahweh saith, and Yahweh have not sent them.
That's right. Talking about what y'all said, and he ain't saying nothing. He ain't talking to none of them. Read. Get that 9.
And they have made others to hope that they will confirm the word.
Well, hope or trust in a lie. Made the congregation hope the other people trust in this line man. 10th verse.
Because they have seduced my people, saying, Peace, and there was no peace. And one built up a wall, and lo, others dabbed it with untempered mortar.
Well, you popping corn today, Louise out there. That's all I can say, brother. Them good scriptures there. Okay, mark down 7 days, 7 Oh yeah, absolutely, Hebrew. Okay, yep. Yeah, you're right, bro. Yes, sir. But like I'm gonna keep saying, all ain't gonna be able to remedy that's gonna love Yahweh. A remedy of his people gonna love him all the way to the grave, y'all. And that's just the way it is. Everybody is not gonna love and worship and serve Yahweh. No, it's not gonna happen like that. All through history, when you look at history and look at this book, it always was the righteous and the wicked. Always. But the wicked outweighed the righteous. It's going to be way more wicked people in the world than righteous. That's right, because that's what history teaches. History say that. From Genesis till now, history say that. Yeah, there's going to be way more wicked people on earth than righteous. You know why? Because people want to they want to live according to how they want to live. They want to live a certain lifestyle. They don't want to live the way Yahweh say live. So they want to live the way they want to live. And you can't live the way you want to live and love and serve Yah. Right, there you go. Mark Anthony to say, ask the Christians if JC died for the sins of the world to make an atonement. Why did Yahweh give us Yom Kippur and everlasting statute? That's right. The Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur. That's right. Why is that? That boy, you popping corn. And then another thing, if he died for the sin, why come he didn't die for that first world back in Noah's time? He didn't nobody die for them during Noah's flood. Why come he didn't come and save them people then? Remember the Noah's flood? If they say JC died, why come he didn't come deliver them people? Okay, Lewis author say go to Jeremiah 5:31. Yeah, and I agree with you, brother. Jeremiah 5:31. Lena's author say.
Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 31. The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means, and my people love to have it so.
Woo, yeah, we read that. Yeah, that's it, brother. Love to have it so. Yeah, that means love to do what they want to do. Read. That's it.
And what will ye do in the end thereof?
Hey, what you gonna do in the end, boy? Like that song said, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boy. Same thing with Yahweh. What you gonna do when Yahweh bust your head, boy? Because he coming. Oh, he gonna bust your head. Lena's author say Jeremiah 3:12 and 4. That's 3:12 and 4.
Jeremiah chapter 3, verse.
Boy, he on the roll today. He popping corn. Read.
Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 12.
Yes, sir.
Go and proclaim these words toward the north, and say, Return, thou backsliding Israel.
That's right.
Saith Yahweh, and I will not cause my anger to fall upon you, for I am merciful, saith Yahweh, and I will not keep anger forever.
That's right. That's corn there. And read the 14th verse.
Verse 14, Turn, O backsliding children, saith Yahweh.
And that's what we do best, backslide.
For I am married unto you.
He married us. He didn't marry nobody else. He only married the 12 tribes of Israel. Read.
I will take you one every city,
one out of Chicago, one out of New York,
and two of a family,
and two out of the family, and
and,
bring you to Zion.
and I will bring you to Zion.
That's right. That's what he'll do. You popping corn, Linus Arthur. Yeah, you on the road today, brother. Yes, sir. All these facts. Almighty say, I ain't gonna be mad at you forever, but boy, stop doing wicked and come serve me. That's right. And I get one out of the city and two out of the family, and then I bring them to Zion. I start with just two. I mean three. Yeah. That's when they say God love everybody, a lie. Yahweh don't love no everybody. Is you a fool? You must be retarded if you think he love you and you ain't doing nothing he wants you to do. You ain't putting in no work. Only way Yahweh gonna love you, you got to put in work. Just like you put in work for everybody else, you got to put in work for Yah for him to love you. Man, you don't put no work in, he ain't thinking about you. Yes, sir. You got to put in work. And these brothers and sisters on this internet been putting in work because I can tell they going to talk about them scriptures. Yeah, only way you gonna know about these scriptures, you got to be reading this book. You got to be reading this book to know about these scriptures. Okay, Jewel say my main goal is to get the laws, statutes, and commandments and feast days, and so I'm gonna hang out with you until I get it. Okay, praise the mighty Yah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, cause that's what it's all about, Jewel. It ain't about nothing else. It ain't about nobody else or nothing else. It's all about Yahweh and His laws. Cause ain't nothing gonna matter in the end. At the end of the day, okay, Linus ought to say go to Psalms 147. Oh yeah, I'm already knowing what you're talking about, bro. But read it anyway. 147 and 19 and 20 Psalms.
Psalms chapter 147, verse 19. He showed his word unto Jacob.
He showed his word to the children of Israel, the 12 tribes. Read.
His statutes and judgment unto Israel.
He only showed it to us. So anybody that want to learn about Yah, they got to come to us. If you want to learn something about Yahweh, you got to come to a Hebrew Israelite, a Torah-based Hebrew Israelite at that. Read.
He have not dealt so with any nation.
He ain't dealt with no Puerto Ricans, no Mexicans, no Chinese, no Japanese, no Indians, no Ethiopians, no white man, no nothing. He ain't dealt with none of them. Read.
As for his judgments,
and as for the judgment of other nations, they have not known them.
They have not known them.
That's right. You don't know nothing about it yet. Anybody that want to serve the real God, they got to come to us. That's right. Luis said Isaiah 49. Yeah, the appointed feast days in Leviticus 23. Mark, you're absolutely right. Okay, Luis ought to say Isaiah 49 and 14 through 17.
Isaiah chapter 49, verse 14. But Zion said, Yahweh hath forsaken me, and my Yahweh hath forgotten me. Can a woman forget her suckling child, that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yea,
when she forget, Yahweh gonna step in and get read. Watch this.
They may forget.
They may forget.
Yet will I not forget thee.
That's right. When your own mama and your own daddy forget about you, Yahweh say, I ain't gonna forsake you, boy. You popping corn right now. Yes, sir. The book is saying when ain't nobody in the world studying you, I get you. But I'm gonna let them read because I was talking. Start all over. Read out loud so they can hear. Cause that's corn now.
But Zion said, Yahweh hath forsaken me, and my Yahweh hath forgotten me. Can one forget her suckling child, that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yea, they may forget, yet will I not forget thee. Behold, I have graven thee upon the palms of my hands. Thy walls are continually before me. Thy children shall make haste. Thy destroyers and they that made thee waste shall go forth of thee.
In other words, Yahweh say, boy, I got you. Okay, look, I ought to say go to Isaiah 51 and 9 through 13.
Isaiah chapter 51, verse 9. Awake, awake, put on strength, O arm of Yahweh. Awake, as in the ancient days, and the generation of old. Art thou not in that have cut Rahab and wounded the dragon? Art thou not it which have dried the sea, the waters of the great deep, that have made the depths of the sea a way for the ransom to pass over? Therefore the redeemed of Yahweh shall return and come with singing unto Zion, and everlasting joy shall be upon their head. They shall obtain gladness and joy, and sorrow and mourning shall flee away. I, even I, am he that comforted you. Who art thou, that thou shouldest be afraid of a man that shall die, and of the Son of Man, which shall be made as grass? And forgettest Yahweh thy Maker, that hath stretched forth the heavens, and laid the foundations of the earth, and has feared continually every day of the fury of the oppressor, as if he were ready to destroy? And where is the fury of the oppressor?
That's corn right there, brother. Yes, sir. In other words, don't fear no man, fear Yahweh. What can a man do to you if Yahweh let him do it? That's right. Okay, he said Isaiah 51 and 13. Let me see, go to Isaiah 51 and 13, then go to 50. Yeah, go to 51 and no, I think it's 51 and 9 through 13. Isaiah 51 and 9 through 13.
You read that.
Oh, we just read. Okay, 50 and 9 then. 58 and 9. Yeah, 58 and 9.
Isaiah chapter 58, verse 9.
No, 50 and 9, 8 and 9. 50 chapter, verse 8 and 9.
Isaiah chapter 50, verse 8. He is near that justifieth me. Who will contend with me? Let us stand together. Who was my adversary? Let him come near to me. Behold, Yahweh Elohim will help me. Who is he that shall condemn me? Lo, they all shall wax old as a garment. The moth shall eat them up.
Oh, yeah. One more, 66 and 2. And then I'm going to get ready to close out. Well, I got to take me in there.
Isaiah chapter 66, verse 2. For all those things hath my hand made, and all those things have been, saith Yahweh. But to this man, but to this man will I look, even to him that is poor and of a contrite spirit, and trembleth at my word.
Well, that's right. That's right. Well, brothers and sisters, boy, hey, you was on one today, Louise, out there, you popping corn, and Mark Anthony, and what's the other, Jewel Gladdy, and all the rest of the brothers and sisters. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We had a good time, and boy, like you say, it's all about them scriptures, Mark Anthony, when he put them up. And boy, he sure put them up there. As soon as you said it, boy, he put them up there. Yeah. But I'm going to get ready to close out, brothers and sisters. And I'll see y'all this time next week. And that one sister want me to talk about keeping the laws in captivity. That's what we're going to talk about. The name of the subject is going to be, can you keep the laws of can you keep the Yahweh laws in captivity? So that's going to pop that corn tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, but next Shabbat. So I'm going to get ready to close out, brothers and sisters. And I want to give all honor, glory, and worship and praise to Yahweh by saying hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah all the way to the grave, Yah. And shalom, shalom, brother and sister.